guys are all heading back to the ship now, are you?
Yep.
But yeah, I would say Jack and Astrid were basically waiting around for the others to get there to retrofit their ship, and so Cora and B2 arrive.
Anyone lose any limbs?
Captain, I was nearly killed on several occasions. Please, please don't send me away with this woman again.
Oh, he's just over-exaggerating. If anything, he was a real killjoy.
Why, what did you do?
Oh, I went to have a few drinks, and after I got a nice bus, we got on some bikes and do some driving around, you know, fun stuff.
East Park or the West End?
Ash?
Just make one up.
Yeah, just
That's what I'm doing.
He's making it up. So make it up.
East End. On the outskirts, there was a nice track we went to.
Oh, I don't see what you're worried about, B2. That's the nice area.
See?
I mean, hell, over
Everything
there
was
they don't
fine.
even overclock the bikes. They still have the safeties on.
That's the kiddie area.
Yeah, that's where all the tourists go.
Is there anything that you want doing to the ship, Captain? Perhaps I could wax the hull.
The hole is already waxed. You were too late.
Okay, I'm just gonna like get a bucket of muck, throw it on there, and then point it out to Captain Jack. Look, they missed a spot, Captain.
You're getting a surprisingly hostile glare.
Jack, remind me again, why are we keeping B2 on board?
Because if one of us gets stabbed, then he keeps us up.
I mean, I get that, but he seems to be, you know, giving a lot of lip lately. And Cora's gonna take out one of the bottles of hard liquor and present it to everybody. Ta-da! Something we can enjoy after dinner tonight.
Oh, you went on the tour?
Yeah, it was awesome. Shame I couldn't see more of the sights, though.
I mean, if you want to see the actual sights, after I finish fitting this shield, I can write them down for you. I suppose, and I look you up and down. Yeah, you definitely don't look Corellian, so don't buy anything in a market.
I'll keep that in mind.
That being
That's because
said,
one of them is Mandalorian and the other one's a Gank.
it's not actually that long, by the way, until a medical crate arrives. A small drone dropping it off, with only a few minutes behind, with the shield generator coming on a grav lift with a huge four-armed reptilian-like alien pushing it. He's like, I bought the shield.
Ah, this is perfect, I say, excitedly rubbing my hands together.
GM, does it look like they're gonna be working on the ship for a while?
It does. It's gonna take, even if speedy, it's gonna at least take, what, an hour or two.
In that case, considering I've got nothing to do around the ship and I hate being bored, I'm just gonna stroll around town and kill some time. Nothing specific.
Fair enough. Right, so you go out into town. Let's see.
I don't
And
really
Meteor
have a
crashes
destination,
down
I just
upon
wanna
you.
spend some time.
As you're walking around, by the way, you hear a lot of commotion down the street.
Oh, let's check it out.
As you go and check out the disturbance that you felt in the street.
In the force?
No, in the street. Well, as you get closer, you see that there is disturbance, and the only thing is like, it's not really a crowd, it's just a few people going, wow, that guy's well guarded. After all, Krellians are normally safe with each other, they don't really care for being guarded, even the like higher ups. But
I'm curious, I wanna take a peek.
as you take a small peek, you see someone in a dark robe walking with two mercenaries by his side.
Fucking Sith.
Any distinguishing marks?
The tattoos down his face go both sides. and across his nose, as you can see in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
He's walking down the streets, ignoring everybody. Now even you can feel something's wrong. Something is disturbed in the Force.
Can I take a guess where he's going?
He just looks like he's about to board a shuttle down the way.
Is it near where our ship is parked?
It goes past it, but he's clearly heading there since there's more mercenaries dressed in the same kind of yellow and black armor that ones beside him are wearing.
Oh, they have hazard stripes.
Well, luckily, there's nothing to distinguish our ship, so we should be fine.
Of course.
Sorry, you were saying?
I was going to say, would you like to roll Core Worlds if you want to remember something?
Let's see. Screw it, why not?
Mm-hmm. You.
Assuming we all have communication devices, can I just try to contact Captain Jack?
You can, yes.
Hey, Jack, you got a minute?
Important, or just want to know where a good bar is?
Actually, it's a little more important than a bar right now. How normal is it for Sith to be walking the streets around here?
You hear the sound of power tools suddenly shut off.
Now, you
Jack?
don't even have to roll, by the way, Jack. After
On
all,
Korax.
this is a Republic homeworld. Just so we're clear.
Well, this is definitely something Cora wouldn't know, so that's
Yeah,
fine
yeah.
that I don't know.
Yeah,
just
just
for my
the
Jack.
sudden lack of like all background noise, and then wait, there's Sith, actual Sith here.
Yeah, it looks like he's headed for a shuttle in the hangar. I think he's headed for around where our ship is parked. That's not gonna be a problem, right?
Follow him as I start standing up, and you can
Wait.
hear in the background me activating the ship comm saying, Astrid, whatever you're doing, I've got something more important, get strapped up.
Captain, why are we being
hold on.
involved with...
Jack, what are you talking about, follow him? What do you mean follow him?
Yes.
He's literally walking down the street with mercenaries. What do you want me to do?
Try not to be seen. Just follow
You're
him.
serious, aren't you?
I am.
I don't know if this is a good idea. Maybe I should stay in the ship. I'm not exactly the most stealthy. But make sure you let me know if you get into trouble and need medical assistance.
Stay in the cockpit in case we have to dust off.
Of course. Going out to the cockpit.
I mean, it should be easy to sense if he is using the dark side, right? That's how it works.
The thing is, you can sense him, and he's definitely not a light side Jedi from the power. By the way, whoever's typing, could you turn off your mic? Right. But yes. But yes, essentially, as you're like looking at him, you're trying to sense for force. You can definitely tell that what he has used and what's pouring off him is dark side. That sort of corrupting power you're all too familiar with.
Is there perchance something I can roll to see if I may or may not recognize the guy?
1 second. Let's see.
I mean, even if he has changed over time, I'm assuming that the mark they leave in the Force may be similar or something, if I've sensed him before.
Hang on, I'm just checking. Knowledge, skill.
Law? That's usually what concerns.
Yeah, since it's Jedi and stuff, you'd have to roll law.
Man, all my intelligence shit's bad. Fuck me. Well, fucked up.
No.
I know
As you try to sense it out, as you try to think, you see the robed man stop for a moment and tilt his head either side.
I am going to use the crowd as cover and blend in.
Would you like to roll stealth?
Yes.
Go ahead.
But your disadvantage was you were trying to feel him and he felt a faint tickling of the...
That faint tickle.
What would stealth be for? I don't see stealth. Go Duggery? Oh no, wait, there is stealth. I'm blind. Don't worry about it. Oh my god.
The man turns, definitely feeling a disturbance. He can feel someone trying to sense him. Turns towards the crowd, his eyes gazing over the area. He knows someone was there, but you are hidden. But he knows you're there somewhere. He turns back slowly towards the ship and motions for the mercenaries to follow suit.
The mercenaries, what do they look like?
They are dressed in basically full body suits. They're not exactly armor, but it's like a sort of skin tight suit with small armor plates going across each of the limbs, chest, and the like, more like light battle armor.
I think I'm gonna describe their appearance to Astrid, since she's Mandalorian and all gung-ho about stuff like that. Maybe she's got a better idea of who these people might be. Maybe there's some hard guns or something, I don't know.
Astrid, do you be right back, or is BB literally the droid?
Looks like she is not here right now.
So it's BRB then. Okay.
What's up?
Oh, there she is.
Sorry,
wait,
I
she's
got a
here.
call. What's up?
Basically, this guy, the mercenary is with him. I am going to contact you and give you a brief description of how they look, because I'm assuming that you being a Mandalorian and being more in tune with well, mercs and stuff like that, will probably get a better idea if these guys are some hard guns, or maybe they belong to some kind of group or something, stuff like that.
Can I do a roll for that?
Yes, you may. You may do warfare.
Warfare. Fair enough.
Since I have warfare trained as well, can I give her a blue dice?
You're not physically there, but you... let's see. Convince me. How could you give her blue dice?
Well, based on my backstory, I am familiar with some of the more soldier and mercenary type groups. Sure, it's been a while, but maybe I know some distinctive features on them that haven't changed. Like usually, private military contractors have something that distinguishes them.
Tell you what, use perception, and we'll see how well you can describe them.
Okay, that's fair.
15 fails and 1 to spare. He gets you.
Holy shit!
Yeah, you don't get
I
a blue
am
dice.
not rolling well.
Dang it, now I need to find it again. Thanks.
Sibby.
Thanks, Korax.
In 2 rolls, I have 6 failures. Damn! Something
Have you
happened.
tried being me? The force is often with me.
Have you tried
I mean,
being
the force was
me?
with me when I was on that speeder bike.
You've heard of these people, sort of. You haven't exactly met them in person, but it kind of sounds like a few groups you know, but at least they operate in this area of the system. So
Alright.
you at least know they're meant to be here in this system.
Alright. I'll tell, Jack and, Cora.
Considering he sensed me, I'm gonna try to be extra cautious as I quote-unquote tail him.
Understood. And Jack, what are you currently doing?
Me and Astrid, we're finishing up what we're doing as soon as possible. What we want to do is go to sort of near the edge of where we're currently docked. Because, I mean, 1, if he comes for us, then very bad news, but 2, Sith is just really, really bad juju, and this is my home, so a bit on edge right now.
So you're just standing by the door then?
Yeah, we're standing sort of like... I'm going to go just outside the ship and try and, stay in the shadows, but...
Okay. As you're looking out the blast doors of your hangar, you see what Cora saw. A black-robed man walking down. Even you can feel bad news. As he's walking past your hangar bay door, the mercenaries peering in for a second before they keep following their employer. And they're carrying on away from your hangar.
I'm going to try and join in the tailing.
Okay, you may roll stealth. Everybody who's tailing.
Standard 2 diff?
Tell you what, how many of you are tailing right now?
I'll go with them.
I think I'm gonna stay back and continue working on the mechanics.
Okay, it's Cora and who has stealth trained? No one. Okay.
Yep.
No, I just have
So-
high agility.
Yeah, so it's going to
Yeah,
be
me too.
basic with a black dice for being untrained and carrying an extra person.
That's totally fine. Do you want us to make one of us make it, or do you want one each?
Just one of you. Essentially, one's following the other.
I
what
have a
happens.
yellow and 2 greens.
Oh, that means you are trained.
Oh, that means you are trained. What are you on about?
Wait, does having a yellow mean I'm trained?
Yes, yellow is proficiency, it's trained.
Oh, never mind. I thought you needed to have a ticked in order to be trained.
No, ticked is a class skill, yellow is a trained
okay.
skill.
So then 2 purples only?
Yes.
Okay, I will let her do it, because, I'm the one who isn't trained.
But
And
first of
while
all,
I'm leading the way, I'm gonna quietly whisper,
Oh yeah,
what
actually,
exactly are we
it's the
doing
fourth
right
one.
now?
Sith are bad.
there we go. Second.
Yes, I know they're bad, which is why we probably shouldn't be messing with them.
But this is my home, okay? I don't
Fine,
ask
just follow
you
me.
to do
Stay quiet.
stuff like this often, just trust me.
Okay. Right.
Looks like we make it.
So essentially, he's going to carry on. Even at some points, you can see something glimmering under his cape as he's making his way
Glimmering?
towards the shuttle. Well, it's a smooth cylindrical object, which is silver, so...
Interesting. Now I'm curious.
As he's making his way up towards the shuttle, he stops for a moment and allows the mercenaries to get on first before he steps on the side and just basically looks over the city as it slowly starts to power up, about to take off.
Okay, as they're doing there, put my communicator up to the cockpit and go B2.
Yes, Captain.
Ship about to take over from one hangar over. I want you to trace it, see what you can pull up about it.
Okay, I'll keep an eye on it. And then I'm going to look up at the other ship and run a scan on it.
As you run a scan, you discover that this ship belongs to the wreckage, which are, well, of course, mercenaries, as it states, and they are currently taking off from the spaceport and heading... You don't know.
Change of plans. Following them. I'll keep flying low, blending with civilian traffic, but...
Captain, I really advise against this, but of course we'll follow if you command it, but it's a dangerous individual. It's going to get us killed.
Look, there's one thing I don't ask you guys to mix up with, and that's Sith. Anyone who wants to stay here can. I'm taking the Icarus after this.
You
that, I
realize
start
you're asking
sprinting
for
back.
trouble, right?
Always asking for trouble every time I pull out of port.
This doesn't seem like you. Why are you doing this?
Home.
I wouldn't have taken you for the sentimental type.
Right, the idea is we'll have the engines like fired up and literally the ramp starting to move up as they jump on.
Yeah. Combat takeoff, and then I'm gonna leap into the. Oh, good thing for everyone else, by the way. I just bought a rank of pilot planetary at the end of last session.
Perfect.
So it's good to tell people because often pilots forget about that part, and it's about to become very relevant.
You mean the fact that you have to actually fly?
Blend in with civilian traffic, yeah. I thought, oh, I might get in a speeder race. This will be useful, but
As we jump back on the ship, Cora lets out a sign, looks towards Jack and says, "You know, it really isn't much of a choice if this is my only ride. You know that, right?"
I flash you like the winning smile of every time I get into a ridiculously dangerous scenario and go, I know.
I
She just
continue
rolls her eyes.
installing the shields, this time quicker.
Jump in the turrets. I'll tell you if we need you.
Right.
Me too,
I
if
can't
there's a
believe I'm
captain,
doing
I'll be
this.
at the bridge in a minute.
So, you are now following him through the city.
I am. I've been thoroughly hooked, Ash. I've
Cora
gored
just
myself
mumbles under
upon the
her
plot
breath. I
hook.
know I should have kept that to myself.
Ah,
in my
yeah.
big mouth.
Yeah, just stroke that plot hook. Yeah, baby.
I've gored myself on the plot hook. It's not just got me in the cheek, I've dived onto it.
It turns out that going to Corello is actually a full-blown story. Who knew?
It's almost like we gave him a week of prep.
Oh my god!
Why I always announce my plans at the end of weeks rather than at the start of sessions.
By the way, as we're flying over there and Cora makes her way to the turret section so she can fire if she needs to, she contacts Jack one last time to tell him, "By the way, just so we're clear, you owe me one."
No response, I'm in full focus mode.
Yeah, I figured.
By the way, would you please roll me
Piloting
planetary?
planetary?
Yes.
Oh, it's really good. I bought some points in it. Also, I'm going to use another light side point because
You don't want to get spotted by the Sith?
yeah, this is a good time to use it. I think we can all agree.
No, so he could
Oh,
just be a
but-
Dark Jedi. I mean, he hasn't got any Imperials with him.
Our Jedi are, if anything, worse than the Sith because they're actually more hypocritical.
No, yes.
Like the Grey Jedi, while arseholes, are at least aware of the limitations of themselves. Why we put up with them. Yeah, for this role, I'm actually as good on the ground as I am in space.
I see. You successfully pilot through the planetary area, sticking to traffic lanes, making sure to swerve in and out.
Yeah, maintain like as close a tail as I can while still trying to blend in inconspicuously with. Luckily for me, this is Corellia, so half of the vehicles here look similar to my ship because
Yes, they do.
they're other
That's-
C-12 freighters.
That is actually why I did not give you what would normally be a disadvantage given the size of your ship. The style of these ships are basically all around this area, so...
That's what I'm doing, tailing them as close as possible while blending in.
Eventually, as you're looking, you see the Sith basically turn around and get inside of the shuttle proper as they're flying, closing the door behind. And as you continue, you see that they are right. They have a few stops along the way. They stop off at basically certain areas, either taking off mercenaries or bringing some on. And eventually, they reach the main government building, which is this building here.
Can I, during these stops, approximate how many mercs are on board?
Oh, that would be easy. Given the pilots.
Life signatures?
There's no such scanner technology. Essentially, if you approximate.
Yeah, I figure like if I look at the size of their ship and then how many are getting off, how many are getting on, I can probably get a rough number.
You see,
Obviously not exact, but like
two get
for
off.
instance,
Yeah, let's say there was 4 on before, 2 got off, but 6 got on.
So there should be a total of 8 plus the pilot and co-pilot, so 10 and the Jedi.
Never tell me idiots.
That's literally what I said when we crashed into the almost crashed into the Hammerhead ship last session.
That's actually a Corellian saying, by the way, just so we're clear. Sorry about that. Okay, so as they fly towards the government building, you see that they don't dock at one of the utilities or even any of like normal visitor docks. No, they're being docked at the VIP area, normally restricted for politicians and the like, and ambassadors. You see that they aren't sneaking on, they're being welcomed onto the platform.
Okay, so Ash.
Yes?
I've got an incredibly, really just monumentally dumb
Do
idea.
not fire the weapons.
No, it's not that. I'm a dumb idea in my head. So, I'm pretty sure we don't have any sort of disguises to go in as like, you know, ambassadors. But what I am pretty sure we have is disguises to go in as delivery men. And since I'm pretty sure our medical droid is fairly good, like he's up to scratch, my plan forming in my head is bluff our way in through the main doors to be delivering a medical droid to a dignitary meeting.
I mean, he's an older model, but he checks out.
Yeah, he's an older model, but he checks out. Using the, you know, fact of my charm and knowledge of local shit, and then once we're in there, going through a maintenance duct to try and sneak in. I feel like this is going to turn into whistle blowing, but let's see where this goes.
True, just remember, it doesn't always have to be all done in one thing, but let's see where you go.
I know, I feel like the way this is going, I'm about to see a government secret.
Okay, so where do you want to land on, like a utility place or whatever like that?
Yeah, we're going to land on a utility place, and I'm going to explain to the rest of the crew. I
think the way this is going, we're all gonna become criminals.
Become. Okay, Cora, Astrid. While we're going in that way, I want you to see if you can infiltrate. Don't hurt anyone. Just find a way in. Yeah.
I don't know what you're insinuating, Jack, but I don't just hurt people for fun.
Don't hurt anyone.
I do.
And Astrid? As a little extra incentive, if anyone sees you here, you're going to have to paint your armor again.
Intake of breath.
Oh my god.
Angry muttering.
Right, here, and then I press like a little, so everyone can link up. Because I assume everyone has like the equivalent of GPS on their phone.
Yeah, probably.
Unless otherwise told, I'm just gonna go on random assumptions. Feel free to shut me down when you need to, Ash.
It's fine, don't worry.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hit him up with that. And also, since this is a main government building, we should be able to access the schematics of any publicly accessible areas. So obviously not maintenance ducts, but the general floor plan should be available, right?
Yes, the basic floor plans are available.
Okay, so I'll give that to everyone, and me and two are going to try and do what I said, and then the other two are going to... I would have them come with us, but Astrid never takes her armour off, and Cora's really noticeable.
Is that a compliment? I'll take it as a compliment.
Can take that as a compliment. It isn't one, but you can take it as one.
Dude, are you seeing this?
Come on, T-Rex! Fuck you, bitch!
Get on the buildings, collateral damage!
Fuck collateral damage, I'm in a giant-ass robot!